Hey guys, Alex here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing with you the difference between an RFO and pre-selling property. Knowing the difference between the two will help you determine what type of investment is best for you. So if you're thinking of buying your first home or making your first real estate investment, watch this. There are four main differences between an RFO and pre-selling listing: financing, availability, amenities, and unit condition and finish. Let's start with financing. Financing is the process of raising funds for any kind of expenditure, in this case for buying property. For pre-selling property, the developer gives several options to finance your purchase. We have cash, deferred cash, bank financing, pag-ibig financing, and in-house financing. So pag-ibig financing and in-house financing are not as common. It really depends on the developer if they're offering it or not. But with pag-ibig financing, it's usually for projects that are socialized housing projects or economic housing projects, which have a price point of below 2 million. So far also, the only developer that I know that offers in-house financing is Vista Land, more commonly known as Camellia. This is because financing is a whole new business model and developers usually don't want the additional work it entails. Better to just give it to banks who are the experts in financing. I have a video explaining the different types of financing. I'll put it up in the card above. Aside from the different payment terms available, the equity can also be paid over a span of 12 months or more, some as long as 45 months at no interest. Since the project development is still ongoing, the developer is okay to give a longer equity. So the advantage of this as a buyer is that you don't need to have a bulk cash out. You just need to pay the reservation fee, which can be as low as 5,000, 10,000, or more depending on the project. And of course, the monthly equity will then start on the following month. Now with RFO or ready for occupancy listings, there are two ways to finance it. First is cash payments or bank financing. So although some owners may be okay with a rent-to-own scheme, this is not a common payment term that private owners have since it takes a long time for them to get paid. So you may find rent-to-own properties in Manila, but here in CDO, there are none that I know of. Now with bank financing, you cannot loan the whole amount from the bank. So the buyer must put up an equity of around 30 to 40% of the total contract price in cash. So for example, if the property is 10 million, your equity should be around 3 to 4 million, 30 to 40% again of the total contract price. Of course, this can change depending on the bank's appraised value, because the higher the appraised value, the higher the loanable amounts and the lesser your equity. But the general rule is that it's usually between 30 to 40% of the total contract price. So unlike pre-selling property where there's very minimal cash out, you will need to prepare cash for equity and tax payment if you get a ready for occupancy property. If you want a breakdown of all the taxes and fees payable for an RFO property, click the video in the card above. Next difference is availability. So with pre-selling projects, units are not yet available since the developer still has to construct the unit. Construction time will depend on the stage the developer is at in developing the project. So if it is a newly launched project, it can take between 3 to 4 years, sometimes more, since aside from building the house itself, or the condominium, if it's a condo, the developer will have to do land development, meaning they will build roads, make the drainage, have electricity connection set up. So there's waiting time for pre-selling property, unless they have reopened ready for occupancy units, which sometimes happens. But again, the trade-off with waiting for the house to be finished is you can also pay off the equity in installment at no interest. With RFO listings, the property is already available and often ready to move in, so RFO listings are more ideal for those who need to use it immediately. And then next, we have amenities. So that's the third difference. Pre-selling projects usually come with basic amenities that homeowners can enjoy, such as the clubhouse, swimming pool, basketball court, or parks and playgrounds, 24/7 security. Amenities will differ depending on the developer. The more high-end a subdivision is, the more amenities it will have. For ready for occupancy listings, if the property is located inside a gated and private community, then the homeowner can also enjoy the same amenities. If it is outside a subdivision, then amenities may not be available. And then we have unit condition and finish. With pre-selling listings, units can be bare or fully finished. So for bare units, buyers will need to shoulder the cost of finishing, such as putting up partitions, installing tiles, and interior paint. Most of the time, socialized and economic housing units have bare finish. For RFO units, units are usually fully finished and can even be semi or fully furnished as well. So units can be brand new, pre-owned, but well-maintained, or they may need renovation. So for RFO listings built to live in by private individuals, they're usually better and have higher quality than developer-owned listings simply because homeowners who built that house to live in often have a bigger budget in terms of price per square meter and are usually a lot more particular with the build and finish because it's their own home after all. So to summarize, if you don't have a large amount on hand available for equity payment, then developer-owned projects, pre-selling listings are a better option for you. If you're looking for a ready for occupancy and furnished unit, then private listings would be a better option. So that's it for today's video. If you have any questions about RFO versus pre-selling properties, please do comment in the comment section below. If you want to be updated of the latest news, real estate news, newest projects in VisMin, then send me an email so I can add you to my mailing list.